Time, weather, and...
Get away from my truck! Who are you? I don't want to buy truck! Get away!
Case of various...
Requesting permission to land. Permission granted.
Scientology's kryptonite is connection. They focus so hard on disconnection.
Why, Karen?
What's in the Church of Scientology so afraid of?
This is SPTV.
There really is nothing Scientology can do about this phenomenon.
The Scientology arbitration procedure is merely a witch trial.
Scientologists believe that anyone who criticizes the church is a suppressive person.
Shelley Miscavige is a very real person, and she is very missing.
When you stop people's lives and families, I'll stop too.
Boom. Just
and
that,
we're
here we
live,
go.
just like that, ladies and gentlemen.
We're live. It's double the gay, double the
super gay.
dykes, super gay.
Yeah,
super gay,
super gay. It was funny. So you missed it. I have to tell you about this because it just popped up. So someone was saying I don't understand sarcasm. Like for me, like that's like the biggest no button because I don't get it.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I know how to knit, and I know how to wear heels. And so one of them is like, I hope you're joking. And I was like, unfortunately, no, I can still walk in those 5-inch stilettos just fine. Maybe one day I'll post a video.
See, now I can't. True story. When I was posted as the recruiter, which was my first post at the Center for Celebrities, we had to wear those cute little kitten heels. And one day while running up the stairs there between the cafe area and the downstairs, like that dumped you right outside of crew dining and everything, I folded my ankle. And it was bad. Like I broke it that time. It wasn't just like a, and I tried to, and I tried to do like the classic 80s kid, like just walk it off, and I got a touch assist and I did all the culty handlings. But this thing was like, and it was just like, it was the size of like 2 grapefruits and it was purple and it was disgusting. And so finally, the MLO, Laurence Dorival had to send me to the actual doctor. And so they sent me to the hospital and the doctor was like, yeah, that broke. So they put me in a cast and I was still in my class A with like a cast on. And they were like, you're PTS. We can't have a PTS recruiter on post. This is so out PR. This is disgusting. And like the CO came in and was like, you're the most disgusting out PR recruiter we've ever had. This is just, you better handle this right now. And like my mom came to pick me up and I was like getting like totally, oh my God, hang on one second. No, Charlie.
I think the area that
I have a 7-month-old puppy that's trying to eat this, like, just trying to eat like something she fed. You can't eat that. It's not food. And so I went home one night and basically they told me either that cast comes off or you're going to the RPF. So when I finally made it home to my dorm, I went in the bathtub and I soaked the cast as much as I could. And I took a straight blade, the ones that like click, click, click. And I cut the cast off myself. I just cut it off. And I walked around in those heels with my toes turning purple and green, like cutting off the circulation to my feet for months while my ankle wasn't healed because I was going to prove how not PTS I was. And I can't wear heels to this day because my right ankle is still weak. But that's not a loss for me because this doesn't rock this doesn't go in a dress anymore. I'm not a dress person. I love women who do rock the dresses. My hat, all
Mhm.
the tips of the cap to you ladies and other people who love to wear dresses of every gender. Go for it. I've
Yeah.
never felt comfortable in a dress. That's not my jam.
My wife
Or
has
heels.
this
Or
maroon
heels.
dress. My wife literally has this maroon dress that is off the hook. Like she puts it on and you're like, I don't want to go nowhere. I'm gonna stay right
She put it
here.
on for you to take off.
I've worn dresses. I've been in a few weddings. Few of them are
Yes.
meaning like my family. I had one where it was like this backless dress, and I've got tattoos everywhere. And I was promised I could wear a tuxedo. I get there, I'd already been fitted in the tux. The tux was ready, and then someone hands me a dress, and I'm like, "Are you
I
kidding?
don't like that
Like,
bait and switch.
are you kidding me? Because I'm wearing boxers. Like, last I checked, that shit don't look good in a skin tight dress. Like, I've had 2 reductions, okay? 2, and I still got gazabas. So let's be realistic. Love them before someone
How did
makes
they
a
know your
comment
dress size, though? I mean, that's like a whole thing.
because it's
Getting
family. They steal your t-shirts, your jeans. Yeah.
that's some BS, man.
Anyway, I rocked it. I walked into the bathroom, I shaved my head, and I rocked that dress, covered
You
it
go.
with my dirty tattoos everywhere, my bad words that I've got in some places, my dirty lesbians that I've got in other places. And I literally walked down the aisle. Okay, bitches, you should have just put me in a tux because here's a naughty
They left me in the
picture.
tux.
Yep.
Hey,
But yeah,
man,
no.
sometimes you know better. And some family members, we can't have one woman in a suit and everyone else in, you know, in a dress. It just will ruin the pictures. There's that one like bitty grandma who's stuck in like 1952 who's like, I don't want any of the girls in pants because, ladies are supposed to be in dresses and we can't have any girls in pants because the Lord won't accept a picture of a wedding with women in pants. Like,
Here's my favorite statement to you. When you walk around your family, are you still gay? Not today, Satan. Not today.
oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gay every day. I mean, sometimes I joke. What's hilarious to me is that both my wife and I, like, the first time I met my mother-in-law, um, we went to like someplace for lunch, and I was very I was so enthusiastic about my wife, and I had given her a ring. It was not like a promise ring or a wedding ring. It was like so lesbian. But at the time that I met her, I mean, I probably would have proposed on like the first day, like so lesbian, like I was U-hauling in 30 seconds. But
You hauled it.
oh, I fully I mean, I U-hauled from California all the way up to Oregon. But at the we met in 2017. So I had bought these rings from this guy who it wasn't like an official like Act Blue thing, but he had created these rings out of aircraft grade aluminum, and they were blue to like show like here you are, you're like a little piece of like the blue resistance during, the Trump administration. And I had bought them because I was like, I'm going to lose weight. So I bought it in my current ring size and like a smaller ring size with like this hope that I was exercising and stuff at the time. And I was like, I'm going to lose all this weight. So I had my current ring size, but then I had this smaller ring. And then I met my wife and I was like madly in love with her. And then I thought, I'm going to give her this smaller ring because it'll surely fit her, smaller petite fingers. It was still a little bit bigger on her finger, but I was like,
Like I'm
and
about to hole
I
punch
said it to
your
her.
gay card.
I
I might
sent it
hole punch
to
your
her.
gay card.
I sent it to her in a letter very romantic. Like, this isn't an engagement ring. It's not like a promise ring. And it had like a little description on it about like what it was for and all this stuff. But I was like, I just want you to think of me, when you wear it and like blah, 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 like this whole, because we were writing letters back and forth and stuff at the beginning of our relationship. So when I met my mother-in-law the first time, we had like on our right hands, we had these matching rings on. And of course, like her eagle eyes like saw these rings and was like, you have, I see you guys have matching rings. And so I explained to her what the ring was about. And she was like, oh, so and she says to my wife, Jen, like at this, Charlie is unplugging come here. I'm going to show her in a second. But she says like, oh, but Jen, like, I thought you already did the gay thing, like in college. Like, isn't that like, aren't you done with like, because we had both been
Nice.
married previously to men, for a decade plus. We both had children with those men. And we both just sat there in silence for a minute. And I just looked at her, who is now my mother in law. And I was like, Sherry, like, I think we've both discovered after a decade of marriage exactly what we want, and we found it now. So I think we're good. I think we're good. But I don't want to speak for Jen. You go ahead, and maybe. And she just she was like, no, that about sums it up. But like, I love my mother-in-law. She's a hoot. But it's just like I still think both of our moms are kind of waiting for like they'll find the right guy at some point. Like it's not. Yeah. That's not a thing. That's not in some way, it's like, but then my mom will say, "Oh, I knew you were gay for a long time." What?
I hate
Like,
that. I hate when people say that. Because first of all, if you knew I was gay
when
for
did
a long ass motherfucking time, you should have told my ass, and I could have
thank
become a
you.
professional gay person so much sooner.
Right? Like,
Like,
if
where's my
everybody
badge of
just
honor?
thank you. I could have been so fucking gay for look at me. Look at us, Liz. Like, everyone who sees this now is like, "You weren't gay all the time? When were you not
Nope.
gay?" Like, looking at the two
Yeah.
of us, we're two of the gayest fucking women on the planet. And then they're just
Gay
like, "When
billboard.
were you not gay?" And I'm
Okay,
like, for a long fucking time. I mean, the first time, and I tell this story freely, the first time, like I came up to be with my wife physically, I'd never been with a woman. Like, never. And I'd never done anything with a woman. I didn't have, like, there's no practice for that. And I openly told her that. I was like, hey, listen, I this is my first time. So, hey, like take it or leave it. It could be really bad. And I felt like if anybody's ever seen the movie Big, that scene where Tom Hanks, he's like now like he's a 12-year-old, but like in an adult body, and she takes off her shirt and he just sees her in her bra for the first
movie.
time and it's like boobs. It was like that, and it's just like like I felt like that, just like, wow, and like I thought, am I going to be terrible at this? What if I don't like it? What if this is awful? What if everything is wrong? What if I try this and I'm like, oh, hot dog, like I made the wrong choice. Now I'm a nothing. Now I just have a cool haircut and I just don't like anything. This is bad. You know, this could
Mm-hmm.
be awful. It turns out not only am I super gay, I was also just it was my destiny. This was
Mm-hmm.
didn't need a lesson, just knew what I was. Boom, got it. This was didn't need an instruction manual on that one. I was happy to report. Just
Well,
knew it.
then I have to tell you this. Be glad that you knew how to do it. Like, not that I didn't, but you at least came out after when you finally went to the correct side. You missed the whole landing strip era where it was like, I know how to get there. Like, why do you have an arrow pointing to where it is? I know where it's at. Like,
Also, I
don't
had
need a
some
landing strip.
guidance. Let's be honest. There was the L word. There were some helpful YouTube videos. There's some helpful YouTube gurus out there that let you know some things. You gotta
Just,
stay
I
away.
just,
There's some,
yeah, but like, is it called YouTube How to Be the Gay?
No, but there's some sex positive, lesbians out there that are like letting baby gays know, some important info, some important deeds, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna put that in the noggin here. Uh, that's a keeper. Like, I don't know all these because, like, let's face it, and this is what I tell my kids, like, we all know these things as facts, whether you're straight, gay, somewhere in between of the rainbow of all of the things, or you fluctuate, because that's a thing. We can all go up and down the scale. Um, porn is a bunch of bonkerdoodles nonsense, hullabaloo. Okay, like, it's just bullshit. Whether you're watching the hardcore stuff or you're just watching Showtime after 8:30 p.m.,
Skinamax.
Cinemax, all that bullshit. It's all nonsense. All of the plot lines of, like, some guy and some girl are in a space, and then they're having a weird, stupid conversation that it's like 5 lines. And then in 3 seconds, her top is off, and somehow her shoes always stay on. I don't know why. I would love to talk to someone about this high heel fetish. It's awful. And then she never has underwear on. I'd also like to talk to someone about this. That is awful. That is chafing everywhere. Just absolutely makes no sense to me. And then everyone is shaved like they are a literal human Barbie doll. And those women, by the way, are getting surgeries to anatomically look different, which is giving people, inferiority vulva complexes all over the place, which we didn't need on top of everything else that we have complex over our body. Now we have a vulva complex on top of everything else. Like, oh my God, now my vulva doesn't look like a porn star's. Like I needed
Okay.
that.
Why do people want to bleach their butthole? Am I that old that
Okay,
I'm
first of all,
like,
we're
why
not
are you?
gay men. We're not gay
No, I
men.
know
That
women,
is
as in women that are
Yes,
like, hey, let's get
also,
together
again,
and
here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. If you're partaking in the as it is colloquial called, which my mom, another true story, my mom went to see John Waters, and if you've watched his awesome films, like Cry Baby, and what's the other one that John Travolta was in drag for that everybody lost their minds? Um
shit. The one was Zac Efron and
Yes, they did it was a remake
Pray.
of the original one.
Pray.
Crap. Somebody tell me in the comments here when I forgot.
It's Hairspray.
Hairspray, thank you. Hairspray. So Hairspray, and he's done so many other movies. John Waters is a brilliant filmmaker, but he's also incredibly dirty. He's a dirty, dirty old man. So he's also incredibly queer. So he does a live show every year for Christmas. So my mom and her best friend went to the John Waters live show, and he started talking about all these queer things like tossing your salad. And so my mom and her best friend come home, and they're like, what is tossing the salad? And John Waters was talking about that. And I don't understand what the big deal is. And I was like, please don't Google that, Mom. Your search history is going to get very dirty. It's going to be very bad for you. And so I had to explain to my at the time 60-plus-year-old mother what tossing salad was. And then she did not believe me that people do this thing, anal bleaching. She thought I was making that up. And so then I had to show her all of the beauty salons within a 10-mile radius of our home that were doing anal bleaching, because she thought it was a made up service for human beings. Yeah, because people do that for a number of reasons: for the tossing of the salad, for the back door. That maybe there's my wife. There may be other things. It depends on what you're partaking in.
Mm-hmm.
It's if the back door is your jam. Some people want it to look like a clean welcome mat, and they're obsessed with it. They get it waxed, they get it polished, and they get it a little buff and shine.
Right?
A little
It's only making me think, man, I need to take my car and get it waxed.
right.
Like,
I
that
would do that more for that than that. Oh my God! Now the dogs are gonna. This is like a literal doghouse in here right now. That is the puppy. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Come here. This little girl right here, guys, is 7 months old. We just rescued her. Hi. We just adopted her. She is full of spirit. Look at her. But she's just playing all the time. Yeah, that's the lights. That's the lights, pretty girl. She's a star already. And she likes to play with our older dog, Toby. Yeah. Say hi, Charlie.
You know, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So after this whole conversation that we've been having for a little bit of time, at one point in time, we wore class A's. We
Oh
we
my
had the
God.
low cut Chi-Chi reveal.
Right.
We had, and this was again 6 days a week, starting at the butt crack of dawn, not getting home, no, not leaving most of the time until 11:30 at night.
Right. At least.
But somehow, even though we're so ginormously gay now, like not a little bit, like
Right.
I got the credit cards to prove it. Um, it just amazes me when suddenly people say, "Oh, I've known you were gay for years." Am I
Right.
like the like? And I knew that I had feelings for girls when I signed my billion-year contract, and so I was like so scared of the repercussions of what would happen, but I really wanted to be in the Sea Org. I was like, okay, I won't tell anybody. And that's just don't mention it to a fucking soul.
Well, because now I don't remember. Did you start at CC or did you get transferred to CC later?
No, hold on.
Me.
Sorry, everybody.
Make sure you hit the C note on that.
I technically was supposed to go to gold because the first time I had signed my billion-year contract was to be with gold. And so then I was looking for my dad that 4th of July at the big parade. And someone told me that he had left, but there was some other gold staff members in there. So I was like, okay, maybe his wife is there. And given this is many, many years ago, I got tricked into signing a contract with the Manor Hotel to see my father because I was told that they're a sister company and whoever I sign it with is fine. Me not knowing, because I did not know. I really was like, oh, when I told my mom what I had done, what the plan was, she's like, where are you going? I said, gold. I get there, it's the fucking Manor Hotel. Nothing wrong with people that work for the Manor Hotel. I worked for the Manor for
No,
a
but
couple
that is
months.
just the biggest load of hullabaloo I ever heard. That the Manor is a sister company for gold. That couldn't for those listening who have no idea what these things are, they just sound like names of places. Okay, gold is
Mhm.
the secret base that Mark and Claire escaped from. Okay, and Mike as well. That is outside of Hemet, California. Okay, that is literally has like the barbed wire facing in where the hole is, where they have, actors get flown in there and things like that are driven in. It's 3.5 hours outside of LA. It's in the
Roughly that.
literal middle of nowhere. The Manor is a half organization that is attached to Celebrity Center International, that is basically the service org. It is the facilities organization for Celebrity Center International. They basically clean the hotel and do room service for Celebrity Center International. Okay. That is their job. They are in no way, shape, or form associated with Golden Era Productions. Oh, so for someone to tell Liz as a young person, oh, yes, the Manor is a sister organization for Golden Era Productions is like so far from the truth. Now, does Celebrity Center and thus the Manor Hotel work in conjunction with Gold because celebrities, asterisk, apostrophe, like by some stretch of the imagination, sort of. but
Mhm.
in no way, shape, or form are they associated by communication lines, rank, or anything else. Like if you were to look at the organization board of Scientology, there's RTC, Gold, and then like all this other stuff, and then Celebrity Center and the Manor. They're not even like connected at all.
Well, they're not connected at all, but they are so important because if you get a celebrity going, then that celebrity will make it look cool, make it look amazing, and then that'll
Yes.
get more people. That is about as
Yes.
close as they really fucking are. So, but I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I was like,
Because we believe
okay,
everything. Why would they lie to us? We believe everything.
gospel. So then I do my EPF there. Everything's good. And then they start me at the hotel and I did beds for a little bit. I was like, okay, I don't know how this is related, but I'll talk to my dad and he'll tell me what the fuck's going on. Sorry for the language. About 2 months passes by. I still haven't talked to my dad. And I get carted into HCO and I get screamed at. I can't even remember what it was for, but the Has was just ripping me every which way from Sunday. And then after about 2.5 hours of being screamed at about how out ethics I was and what a piece of shit I was, all of a sudden the Has CC Network comes in and she's like, you don't get this employee anymore. We're taking her to CC Network.